Why wasn't Call of Duty Mobile popular in India? Call of Duty Mobile जिसने अकेले मोबाइल गेमिंग मार्केट में PUBG की मोनोपोली खत्म कर दी, एक ऐसा गेम जिसने PUBG के सारे रिकॉर्ड्स तोड़ दिए और जो अपने रिलीज के पहले ही हफ्ते में 100 मिलियन टाइम्स डाउनलोड किया गया। कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी गेम का ऐसा वर्जन जो मोबाइल पे था और फ्री था, जिसमें पीसी वाले कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी के सभी एक से बढ़कर एक मैप्स, गन्स और स्किन्स अवेलेबल थे और साथ ही अवेलेबल थे टीम डेथ मैचेस के मल्टीपल गेम मोड्स, डोमिनेशंस, हार्ड पॉइंट, सर्च एंड डिस्ट्रॉय एंड एन इंटेंस रैंक्ड पीवीपी लॉबी। मगर फिर भी ये गेम इंडियन गेमिंग कम्युनिटी में अपनी कुछ खास पहचान नहीं बना पाया। Here are 5 reasons why we think that might have happened. Gamers do not like change. 3 साल बाद भी सभी स्ट्रीमर्स और मोबाइल प्लेयर्स वही PUBG मोबाइल और वही पुराना मैप खेल रहे हैं। Many of them never even gave Call of Duty Mobile a chance. They still hesitated to move on from the battle royale genre of PUBG Mobile to the more intense and faster PvP experience of Call of Duty. They hesitated to learn new mechanics, new maps, new playstyles, which eventually led them to believe that the fault was in the game. ये Call of Duty Mobile की नाकामी का एक बड़ा रीजन था। Now that we are done with the problem of the Indian mobile gaming community, let's talk about the fault on the side of the game. Call of Duty की असफलता का एक बड़ा रीजन ये था कि उसने अपने इनिशियल फेज में एक भी इंटरनेशनल या डोमेस्टिक टूर्नामेंट नहीं होस्ट किए। The first Call of Duty Mobile tournament began on 20th April 2020, almost 7 months after the initial release of Call of Duty Mobile on 1st October 2019, which is not that bad considering it took PUBG Mobile 8 months to do so. But Call of Duty Mobile was a spin-off of literally the third most selling video game franchisee ever and was made by a company that is one of the biggest in gaming and has been recently purchased by Microsoft for $68 billion. So naturally, more was expected. Not to mention that by the time Call of Duty Mobile released in 2019 and went ahead to organize any kind of tournament, PUBG Mobile was hosting tournaments both domestically and internationally, left, right and center. So naturally, the lack of esports did little to incentivize more players to join the game and play it competitively. One of the major drawbacks of Call of Duty was that in order for the convenience of the new players and to keep matchmaking times low, the game intentionally matched new players against bots even in ranked matches. And this idea completely backfired. जो नए खिलाड़ी Call of Duty Mobile खेलने उतर रहे थे, उन्हें अपने इनिशियल गेम्स काफी बोरिंग लगे, जिसकी वजह से उन्हें लगा कि शायद गेम ही बेकार है। This point is especially important if you see that the strength of Call of Duty Mobile as a game was its intense and fast-paced matches. The abundance of bots in the lobby completely robbed the players from that intense PvP experience and thus lowered their interest. It's no news that the mobile gaming community loves Battle Royale. The two most popular mobile games in India, Free Fire and PUBG, both are primarily Battle Royale games, so naturally, Call of Duty Mobile also implemented a BR game mode. We cannot even begin to tell what a disaster Call of Duty Mobile's Battle Royale was during its early time. The time to kill was horrendous. You had to empty 2 magazines of your bullets to just knock down one guy, and not to mention that this game too was filled to the brim with bots. The implementation of special skills and classes in the classic BR was a good idea, but that too only worked to some extent. Some classes like the Ninja were fun. You could use your grapple hook to zip around the map, but again, many of the other classes added nothing more to the game, like the mechanic class that was practically dead on arrival. Call of Duty Mobile's BR had some good ideas like the wingsuit and class-based gameplay, but it made many dumb mistakes with its long time to kill and abundance of bots in this game mode. Naturally, the BR of Call of Duty Mobile didn't stick right to the battle royale loving audience of Indian mobile gaming community. The gamers of the Indian mobile gaming community like to keep it simple. They want their games to be easy to understand and straightforward. So straightforward that they have been using the same gun for the past 3 years. With the Gunsmith update, Call of Duty released multiple new attachments, possible combinations, builds and varying playstyles. आप गन्स को कस्टमाइज करके उन्हें तेज बना सकते थे, मगर फिर वो कंट्रोल करनी मुश्किल हो जाती, or make them to be very slow with its ADS and movement and make the recoil on the gun non-existent. The idea behind the Gunsmith update was great. It brought the game closer to its console and PC counterparts and elongated the life of the game with all possible combinations. But what you want in a multiplayer game is to keep it simple. CSGO, PUBG, Overwatch, Rocket League, Valorant, These games nailed it by keeping their games simple and easy to latch onto. With Call of Duty Mobile, which, as of making this video, has 81 weapons to use, the complexity of Gunsmith scared many players away from the game. Not to mention how quickly players came up with toxic build to cheese the game in ranked lobbies, which made newer players that much more hesitant to try out the game. In conclusion, even though Call of Duty Mobile was a great game, maybe even the best one in the mobile market as per our opinion, but due to some shortcomings of not hosting frequent tournaments, having too many bots in the game, an unrefined battle royale mode, and the over complexity of Gunsmith prevented the game from setting its foot in India. But even then, we think that the Indian gaming community should have shown more interest and support to this game and many other different games so that we have variety and not keep playing the same game and the same map for years because...
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
So that's it for this video. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to 1UP Gaming, and if you're new and consider joining our Discord server where we have frequent events with different games, yes, including Call of Duty Mobile, the link for it is in the description. Take care and see you soon with yet another video.